Welcome back, guys. I hope you've enjoyed these videos so far. I have this document open here, and as you can see, it is dull and boring right now. No formatting whatsoever. First, I'm going to hit Control A to select all of the text, and let's change the font. The font is up here in the font group. We're just going to hit the drop-down arrow here. And thankfully, Word shows us the actual font type in the drop-down. Back in the day, they all used to be the same boring font and you couldn't tell what it looked like until you actually selected it, which just took so darn long. Now, as we hover, not only can we see what it looks like in the title itself, but if we look at our document behind it, it's actually changing the font to this. So we can see what the end result would look like before selecting. Awesome. Now for this one, I'm going to go ahead and select Garamond. You can scroll down until you get to the G's, or you can just start typing it. So if I hit G-A, there it is right there. Just hit enter, and it will change the font of our entire document. Now before I deselect the text, this text is a little small. I also want to change the size to 12. Now, if we look here, we could either select this drop down and change it to 12, or we can hit this big A with an up arrow. This increases the font by one size. What is nice about these increase or decrease font buttons is that if we had different sizes here, let's say my title was 14 but everything else was 12, if I hit the increase once, it will change the 14 to 16 and then the 12 to 13 and so on. It actually just increases everything by one. Very great. So for the purposes of this, I'm just going to hit the increase by one button, and as you can see now everything is 12. We can read it a little bit better. Now I'm going to deselect the text and then just select the title here, which is Quest Specialty Travel Last Minute Travel Deals. I'm going to change the font to this one to Trebuchet. That's T-R-E. Once again, I started typing to show it up here at the top. Hit enter, and then I want my title to be a lot bigger, so I'm going to select the drop down and select 22. And then to make it stand out a little further, I'm going to hit this B for bold. Now I want to change the color of my font. If we go over here, this is the font color list group. If I hit the arrow, it will give us all of our theme colors and then standard colors. Just know if you wanted to, you could even hit more colors and you'll see all 256 here. But even further, let's say I select this color. I can click on the custom tab and then I can get several hues of that one color. So there are thousands of options here. But for this case, I want to actually choose from the menu, so I'm going to hit the list again, and then I'm going to look for a green accent 6. There we go. Great. I deselected that. Now I'm going to scroll down to our heading that says Rajasthan Desert Safari. Selected that text. Now once I select it, I get the mini toolbar, and so I can actually change the font from the toolbar itself. And this time I'm going to change it to the same as our title. Now notice up here, recently used. Yep, that's right. It's smart. It will show recently used fonts towards the top, so you don't have to scroll down. And then I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. I want it 14, so I'm going to hit the up arrow once. There we go, 14. And then I'm going to bold this and change it that same pretty green color. Great. It's coming along. Now let's talk about how to use the Format Painter. Now with the Format Painter, we can dramatically change the appearance of text by applying different font styles, effects, and character spacing. So let's spice this document up even further. I'm going to select Immediate Booking is Essential because I want this to really stand out so that they make sure they read that because they need to book immediately to ensure this great deal. I'm going to bold this text and italicize it using our mini toolbar, so now it stands out. Next, I'm going to grab the Last Minute Travel Deals piece of our title, and this time I'm going to click the launcher in the font group. That's this arrow right here. Now this opens up the font dialog box, which gives us a lot of the options we already see in the font group, but there's some additional effects here. There's strike through, double strike through, superscript, subscript. We can do all caps, small caps, or there's even additional text effects down here at the bottom. Now first, I am going to change the color of this one and select this blue here, which is the blue accent 5. And I'm also going to change the font size on this one to pretty big. I'm going to go with 48. Nice. Okay, now I'm going to click the text effects button here at the bottom, click the text effects icon here, and then I'm going to open up these shadow options. Now Word will let us manually adjust the shadow, or we can select from several presets here. I'm going to go with this first preset, which is offset bottom right. You will see that it will automatically update the features of that specific preset, and then I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And then I'm done here. I'm going to click OK again. And now we see it's much bigger, it has a shadow, it's really starting to stand out. Now I'm going to right click on the highlighted text, and just to show you another way to access these features, we can actually select font from the pop-up and it takes us into the font dialog box. So we could have clicked the launch button or right clicked and selected font from the drop down. And I'm noticing this is wrapping. I want it a little bit smaller so that it fits in one line, but instead of doing that by changing the size, we can actually go here to the Advanced tab in the top, and where it says Scale, I'm going to select this drop down and select 80, and it will shrink the font by 80%. So watch, I'm going to click OK, and now it fits on one line. Great! Now what's nice about decreasing the scale of the character is that it makes it narrower and gives the text a tall, thin appearance. Now we're done playing with that for now. I'm going to scroll down here and find my Camel Safari heading. Here it is, still dull and boring at this point, so let's spice this one up. Using this mini toolbar here, I am going to do the same thing that we did with our other heading. I'm going to select our trebuchet. I'm going to also bold and italicize it. I'm going to change it to that same pretty green. And then I'm going to go up here and click the Format Painter button in the clipboard group. Now at first, whenever I click it, you're like, well, but Melody, nothing happened. But watch as I go back over the text here. Look at the mouse. Now it looks like a little paintbrush with our eye pointer. So something is indeed going on here. Just watch. I'm going to select this text here, let go, and look. Pretty neat, right? It automatically applied the formatting we just did to Camel Safari to this heading here. So it remembered the different features we applied and applied it. Just another great feature that Word has to save you time. And then we have one more heading here, so I am going to highlight this one we just did, hit the Format Painter option again, and once again with the paintbrush, select this, and ta-da! All done. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you later.